Assalamualaikum and welcome everybody to another episode of Great People TV. As usual, every Wednesday or Thursday night, you're with us, Ben Ibrahim, and my great friend, my co-host, basically my sister lah, Hana. Assalamualaikum, apa khabar sis?
Waalaikumsalam. Sebenarnya I tak tahu muka I merah tak, Ben?
Putih je.
Ya ke? Nasib baik tak nampak, Ben. Sebab apa? I'm really excited tonight, Ben. Sebab apa? Pada malam ini sebenarnya kita akan menemu ramai sasaran pada my childhood crush jugalah, Ben. Tapi sebelum itu saya nak ingatkan kepada anda untuk jangan lupa follow kami di Great People TV on Facebook dan juga follow kami masing-masing Ben Ibrahim dan juga Hana Ismail di Facebook dan juga Instagram kami dan pastikan anda tunggu sehinggalah ke akhir program ini sebab kami akan buka peluang untuk anda memenangi hadiah menarik daripada AQ Answer.
That's right. As Hannah said, because Hannah is blushing at the moment because of a childhood crush. We'll get to that in a minute, but we have a giveaway. Stick around at the end of our show and stand a chance to win an AccuAnswer ISO 4-in-1 multifunctional blood glucose meter. AccuAnswer, our sponsor for Great People TV at the moment, have been very supportive, and their device helps, combat the diabetes problem or challenge that many people are facing. So thank you, AccuAnswer, for trying to make everybody's lives much better. And we'll make the connection between AccuAnswer and the topic that I guess tonight. So, because very generous mood and you're in a very goody mood, okay, I'm going to let you introduce our guest.
Aduh. Okay, here's the thing. I tak rasa I layak sebenarnya sebab this guy sebenarnya telah pun kata orang merupakan satu antara fenomena lah. Fenomena legenda bola sepak ASEAN dan Asia Tenggara dan saya rasa sebenarnya satu penghormatan yang amat besar untuk kita di Great People TV pada malam ini kerana kita berjaya mendapatkan dia and I have been telling you that I've been waiting for this session for so
I had to
long.
wait for you, you know. I wanted to interview him 3 weeks ago when you were in Makkah, but I had to wait for you. I want Fandi Ahmad. I was like, macam like small girl. I was like, okay, I'll wait. And thank God, alhamdulillah, Fandi waited. Look, everybody, we could go on and on about this for our English-speaking viewers. We have a very special guest, and like Hannah was saying, in Bahasa Malaysia / Bahasa Indonesia, a football legend, not just in Asia, but a world-class football talent who is Asian and such a nice guy. Without further ado, let's welcome to Great People TV, the one and only Fandi Ahmad, who played for Kuala Lumpur Football Club in the 80s, plays for FC Groningen in the Dutch League, has had multiple contracts with many European clubs, played for the Singapore national team. And look, this is one talent that breaks all boundaries. He has inspired generations of football players, including myself. I'm not a football player, but I wanted to be like two people, Fandi Ahmad and Maradona. Some dreams don't come true, but tonight, one dream comes true, which is to interview Fandi. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me. Apa khabar, everyone? Ben and Hannah, thank you for having me in this show. It's special for me because it's from KL. Such a long time. I left KL and very honored to be on this show. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Fandi. Look, Hannah has a series of questions which she's going to get to in a minute in dua languages, Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa England, or English as we say. But Fandi, this is a very relaxed session, bro.
Yeah.
Not fan-oriented, it's not digital. Just tell us what you've been up to lately, because you said off screen just now when you came on.
All right. Yeah.
You haven't been coaching a professional team for quite some time. Yeah. But what have you been up to in terms of cari makan wise and family wise?
Okay, actually, the last 2 years, I'm still under contract. Still contracted to FAS, but the last 2 years, I've not been taking any teams, but I'm doing a lot of elite youth, players, developing their technical skill, whether it's on the pitch or on Zoom sometime because of this COVID. So I'm quite busy, but lately it's not been busy at all. I'm wanting so much to go back to coaching full time, but for this moment in time, I think I'm focusing more on the elite youth, and as well, I help the under 22 boys who are not selected for during FIFA dates. So and as well, I've been helping a lot of the women's youth also, and previously before they went for the AFC qualifier, I was helping them and until they got a new coach. So then I left and just doing my work every day, and as well as every month or so I will go to school to give a motivational talk to motivate the student, about education as well as studies lah. So
Good,
this is our job. We have to go back and give back to the community and the
great.
kids of the new generation. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, tonight's
yeah.
topic is the rise of Asian football. Because Fandi, the reason I wanted this interview, I mean, not just because we were fortunate to work together in a few events over the years, at Fox and some other events, but wanted to talk about the rise of Asian football because you were probably the only Asian player during your time to like get contracts overseas with big football clubs in big European leagues, and not only did you play, but you scored and you did well. So we're wondering how come from this part of the world it's almost zero that has gone on and from when you retired. So before we get into that topic, the rise of Asian football, just backtrack it a little bit, for those fans who are new out that you are new to them. Hannah, you want to roll the questions?
Okay lah, khabar Abang Fandi, sebenarnya satu penghormatan besar untuk to have you in our show. Sebenarnya saya ni memang dah mengikuti lama jugalah. Kerja Abang Fandi bermula daripada zaman bujang sampailah kahwin. masa masa Abang Fandi masa macam wedding dengan Wendy Jacobs tu, pada Hana macam kat Singapore tu satu wedding of the year lah. Senang cerita lah. And we've been rooting for this couple sampailah lah ni, sampai mereka berumah tangga, beranak pinak. Dan subhanallah, Hana tengok perkembangan Abang Fandi anak beranak kan. Lagilah Abang Fandi in charge dengan youth punya progress untuk football di Singapura. Dan sebenarnya kelima-lima anak Abang Fandi, baik yang perempuan, baik yang lelaki, semua terlibat secara aktif dalam bola sepak. Adakah itu dipaksa rela atau memang macam dah traditional, dah tradition, ayah pun join, anak-anak pun kena join sama.
Tidaklah, sebenarnya saya tidak pernah memaksa mereka untuk menjadi pemain bola sepak. Ya, yang mereka minat, mungkin ini darah keturunan semula jadi dari keturunan kita lah, dari arwah bapa saya, pak cik saya, adik-beradik saya pernah semua mewakili pasukan Singapura. Jadi bila anak saya dilahirkan, lepas tu kita berpindah ke Indonesia sementara waktu saya coaching di Indonesia dulu, mereka di sana sudah mulai main bola dan mereka minat, dan satu hari mereka beritahu saya yang mereka ingin menjadi pemain profesional. Tapi saya cakap itu semua boleh ada pathway lah, tapi yang penting mereka harus punya keyakinan, kemahuan, ketabahan untuk melalui perjalanan hidup. Tapi mereka harus buat satu pengorbanan. Mereka tak boleh duduk di Singapura kerana environment lain. Kalau nak main bola sepak secara profesional, saya harus hantar dia ke sekolah overseas. Jadi dia dapat main dengan sekolah, akademi di sana, dan terus dapat merasa environment yang sebenarnya untuk pemain bola sepak jadi pemain profesional. So mereka adik-beradik yang pertama, Irfan dan Iksan, saya hantar ke jauh sekali South America.
Wow.
Di negeri Chile ya. So selepas itu, kerana anda semua tahu kalau kita rakyat Singapura umur 18, 17, 18 dah harus wajib masuk militeri kan. So Irfan dapat kontrak untuk bermain dengan pasukan Universidad Católica, champion of Chile, pasal dia main di sana. Saya dapat ini kerana satu teman saya dulu pernah main dengan saya, orang Chile, South America, yang saya bertemu di Indonesia, main di sana. Dia yang merekomen kalau anak kamu nak jadi di tempat ini lebih baik, pasal apa? Suasana di mountain semua gunung ganang di sana. Saya pernah pergi berapa kali kan. Dan jadi mereka setuju untuk beredar dari Singapura ke sana. Mereka keluar dari Sport School Singapura kerana mereka ingin benar-benar menjadi pemain profesional. Jadi pengorbanan sangat penting untuk mereka. Yeah.
Nice. I just want to translate that answer, Fandi, in English. I'll just summarize it because we have a number of English-speaking viewers that are coming on the show now. Hi, everybody. How are you? As you can tell, Great People TV is a bilingual show. We cater for the English-speaking market of the world and the Malay-speaking market of Malaysia, and also overseas Malaysians and people who also speak Bahasa Indonesia. So Fandi said in summary, he never forced his children to play football. They came up to him and said, look, we want to play football, and then you said to them, make the sacrifices, but if you want to play football, you go over the sea. Play overseas, play against world-class talent, and God bless, Fandi has sent them to somewhere spicy. aka Chile. Okay, where they're playing. Okay, so where they're
Yeah.
playing for great teams there, and Chile, as we all know, Alexis Sanchez, great standard. So they are playing against really, really good talent. Because as we say in sport, if you go up against better talent, you're going to get better and better every day. So the boys are on their quest to become athletes, but not through Fandi's request. Fandi is supporting them like a good father. And one thing that all of you don't know about Fandi, which you'll discover in this show, is that he is a firm believer of all-round balance, not just football, education and being a good person. So that's what I like about Fandi, and that's why he's here. So that's my translated answer for you, Fandi. Did I miss out on anything?
Alhamdulillah, correcto.
Correcto, perfecto. Matematika ko. Hana, what's your next soalan ko?
Tak, macam tak adalah. Bila kita nampak kan, when we see that Fandi and his children had to sacrifice part of their childhood to learn untuk belajar bermain bola sepak jauh ke negeri orang, macam mungkin seolah-olah mungkin orang akan persoalkan, why so far? Why Chile? Kat sini ada banyak lada cili padi semua apa. Kenapa nak kena hantar sampai jauh ke Chile, right?
Tapi
Fandi, what would be your answer to that?
Cili padi sana tak ada cili padi. Cili dia dah memang pedas. Lagi mereka harus bertungkus lumus kerana latihan di atas high altitude Chile. Bila kita sampai je tengok semua mountain, ada snow lah macam-macam. Jadi ini semua cabaran. Mereka harus melalui cabaran yang keras untuk kuatkan mental mereka, fizikal mereka. Saya tengok mereka latihan, wah sangat berat sekali. Tapi mereka harungi juga laluan itu. Alhamdulillah mereka telah berjaya kerana kemahuan ada. Kerana mereka punya determinasi ada, dedikasi ada. So yang paling penting kita perlu disiplin dan seperti saya cakap tadi, pengorbanan sangat penting. Pemain bola mesti ada skill kan, tapi kadang-kadang kita mesti tahu skill tu penting, tapi kemahuan kita harus melebihi skill kita. Ya, saya rasa in football it's like that. It's not always about the skill, but the will. But if you don't have skill, a big problem. You mesti nak ada skill. So the will must be stronger than the skill. For me lah. Ini untuk saya pasal apa? Saya tengok banyak talented players, mereka punya skill, tapi kemahuan kurang, pengorbanan tak ada. Mereka cuma main social. Sedangkan orang semua tahu yang pemain A, B ni boleh melanjutkan ke pasukan atau tim-tim yang lebih baik antarabangsa ke. Banyak saya tahu di Singapura, Malaysia, Indonesia semua ada, tapi kemahuan.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, Fandi. Like you said in Malay that yes, skill is important, but you must have the will. Okay, because that's what separates the good players from the great players. Now, let's talk about great players like yourself. Like you had the will to go overseas. You're not scared. In today's age, if you ask a child to go overseas, Allah, I don't want lah, I'll be away from my family, my games, my favorite food and all that, a bit soft. But you had that mental toughness to go overseas and play hard and play well. Two questions there. What was your motivation at that time? Because you were a young person, young footballer who hasn't seen the world. And maybe just cerita sikit, what was the highlight of your awesome football career as a player?
Obviously, my highest highlight is of course playing the UEFA Cup, against Inter Milan and scored. And those days, if I'm not wrong, there was only about 3 or 4 Asian players in Europe.
Wow.
Namely Cabangkem. You heard of Cabangkem? The son is Chaduri. After many years. So the other one was Okudera. He played for Werder Bremen, and the other guy played for Eintracht Frankfurt. And one more Korean, I'm not sure, and myself. So I'm proud because I'm the only ASEAN players that played in Europe. And I actually miss playing because when I arrived in Holland after Ramadan, so I was a bit weak in terms of physical because 1 month I don't really train and eat well. So I had a very long-term injury on my quads. I had a torn quadricep muscle. So I was out for 2 months and I really missed because the first game of the UEFA Cup was against Atletico Madrid. I missed 2 games already. Yeah, so I missed that because Hugo Sanchez, one of my idol, favorite player, because he's doing a lot of acrobatic, So I had a chance, so it's important for me. When I was 16, I was already being offered to play, to come and go for a trial in Ajax.
At
You
16.
know, yeah. I was in the school and I was playing for the national team already by then, and then but I couldn't go because I have to complete my study. After that, I have to serve the national service. But apa tu kata Melayu cakap Allah izinkan saya, peluang saya tu memang ada. Mungkin kerana saya waktu I was in the army, I had another offer from Ajax, but I was still in the army, and I had few operations already on that time. I was injured, so I asked them whether I can be released, and then they say no, because you must complete your NS. But after 1 month, ini Tuhan punya kuasa so I had a call and they say, hey Fandi, they gonna let you go to complete your NS, so I can leave early. I left about 6 months before my ORD, so finished the army. So I was very lucky, and after that I went to Holland, uh, uh, to Ajax for trial. And my biggest thing is that I met my idol. I didn't know who I was meeting, and I was in the room sitting alone. The scout Ajax scout who brought me from Singapore. So he said, "Okay, you wait here for." I waited about half an hour. Then when they opened the door, it was my idol was there standing. He was Johan Cruyff. I was shocked. Lots of Johan Cruyff was one of the biggest stars in the 70s, and the 80s, and
Still
he
is,
played for.
arguably. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the best, maybe the best in Europe that time, and they won a few times European Cup. So I had a stint there. I was very happy. I had they offered me 3 years contract, but I don't know why. I know why I didn't sign. It's because more to my grandmother telling me, please don't go too far, play around this region because I'm getting old, I might not see you. Kita tahulah orang Melayu bila nenek semua cakap gitu, kita rasa sedih, macam mana nak tinggalkan bila dia cakap, when she said that she might not be be here when I come back, I sedih lah. So at the same time, when I came back, I had an offer in Indonesia, Niak Mitra. I played there with David Lee, my goalkeeper. So they offered us. So in the end, because of this, I went to Indonesia for 1 season. And Tuhan punya kuasa lagi, God's will. After we won the championship in Surabaya, in Indonesia. I played for Niak Mitra Surabaya. Indonesian government banned foreign players. Wow. So, but then I didn't want to leave really. I told my boss, please sign me, extend my contract for another 3 years. But I didn't realize. They said, no, you have to leave. And then the offer came again. I thought it was Ajax again. Then they said, oh, because in Europe those days, in the 70s, 80s, they have this limitation on UEFA players and European Union. So because we are from ASEAN, it's difficult to get a permit and all this. So because they have limited number of players for foreigners, so they sent me to Groningen, and I signed with Groningen. That was my, very hard for me to forget
One of
that
the
moment.
sweet moment lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Fandi, Hannah, I'm just gonna ask one more question and then let Hannah ask a few questions because
Yeah.
because there's a lot of questions coming in. So we want to say
Yeah.
the great thing about Great People TV, we want to give homage to our viewers. So thank you for
Yeah.
So there's some great questions coming in. So Fandi, I just want to ask this question because we are talking about the rise of Asian football tonight. Now, in your opinion, no right or wrong answer, and don't worry about being respectful or disrespectful. It's just straight up. It's an answer.
Yeah.
Why is it that we cannot? I mean, we see a few Koreans, we see a few Japanese players, Shinji Kagawa, Song from Tottenham Hotspurs, Asian players, awesome. They're great athletes. First and foremost, they're athletes, and they make it on merit. But how come from this part of the world, Southeast Asia, or other parts of Asia, we are struggling to export that talent to Europe or South America and make it at the big time? I mean, what is missing in the secret sauce, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think a lot of them they're not want to venture outside because they are afraid of we call that meeting challenges. For me, it's important because when I was young, I used to play. I was 12. I play against 14, 16 years old in Singapore. In the 70s, we have this Coca-Cola Cup under 16. I was 14 years old and under 18 also. So after competition under 16, I play with the under 18. So this is what my opinion. If you don't like to, or if you don't like challenges in life, it will be difficult for you to achieve anything. If you are afraid of meeting challenges, definitely you won't achieve nothing. But I've seen so many talented players in Malaysia, Indonesia, around the region, even Singapore. But some of them, maybe they didn't have the opportunity, or maybe some of them have been offered before. I know Arwah Mokhtar maybe been offered before. What is that? Zainal maybe are offered before, or other players, and then but our generation is different. It's tougher for us because the way that we play football is they whack you. They don't care whether you are young or old. But now is more generation of what you more scientific ways of training. I think the courage, not willing, they are comfortable because now in Malaysia, in Asian, especially in Asian, they have the professional, so-called professional football teams around the region and all. They can travel around here, but I think they are afraid because they are too comfortable and what they are getting. For me, football is not making money, but because in when I was young, I already told my father I want to play football, not knowing about professional football being paid. I don't know all this. My main aim is to play to represent Singapore. I want to wear the beige pants and the red jacket to march in Asian Games and SEA Games. I feel proud because I've been watching and how to become a national player. 1973 or 74 when we first had the stadium open. I was sitting behind the goal and Singapore play against Vietnam, and we were talking. We are kids. We used to watch. We are 12 years old. We watch, and then we asking how this player became national players. So ada satu abang tu told us you have to play for your school, your youth team, then you get selected, and then they will scout you. Oh, so I didn't know. So actually, my father was a goalkeeper, but my father always encouraged me, but he never talked to me about playing professional football or football at all, because sometimes when we were young we are very naughty. Whole day we can play football, and like Saturday after lunch must sleep and rest. My father sleeping, I cabut main bola, kena pukul semua. He said you must take care of your body. Your body you must take care, because it's important for you to rest, not play and play. So I mean the Asian players, I think like Japan and Korea, they are far ahead because I've been to Brazil, and I've seen like a center academy for the Japanese players, because during Zico was playing in Japan. After that, he became a coach. I don't know whether you remember. And then think they have some agreement. When I was there, I saw so many Japanese players in that academy, and I think they're working together. They have understanding. So this is where they send the players, and when they introduce the football in Korea, professional, and Japan, because their culture, they are very strong people, mentally very strong, and they are not afraid, and they always want to do well for the country. So that's why I think the sacrifices, we are lacking the ASEAN players.
Okay.
ASEAN players, they have the ability. Like I say, it's not always about the skill. The will is not there. That is difficult. And also, we are pampered because we are getting a lot of money. I don't want to try this. I don't want to try that. So that's a very sad thing, because for me, money comes later, because we want to see how far we can go. Because Allah give us our special talent. If we embarrass him by not using this talent that given to us, I feel. That's why it's important for me. I like challenges. That's why.
Yeah, it's a very different mindset. I mean, a lot of sports people across various sports, they're too comfortable at
Yeah.
home with their good salaries. I mean, a lot of the local players get paid extremely well in Malaysia, but not many Malaysian corporates know about it. They say, "Oh, Bola can get paid that much. Wow!" But that's another story for another day. Like today, we're telling the Fandi story. Look, the questions are coming in thick and fast. Now, I'll give you a couple of about 8 minutes to ask
Right.
whatever you want, and then I'm going to divert to all our viewers punya questions. Go ahead now.
True. Okay, I can't help actually but agree what Fandi said that maybe some of our players they are too pampered, which I would like to highlight some of the commentaries coming from our viewers. Jeffrey Azrai that said, Fandi, I understand your point about scale. I play in social leagues in KL and I see many talented players, but they don't get the opportunity to progress. Is it a lack of opportunity, mental tak kuat? Because to me, the way I see it, what he said, the motivation for athletes these days, personally, I think, have been too commercialized. Is that fair to say?
Uh, yes and no. For me, it's important if the player knows what he wants. These are social footballers who are very good, but I don't think they make an effort to join or to find a team where they can go for trial. But sometimes also lack of opportunity is true. But if the player knows that he can be somebody, he has to do it because it's important that they have trust in their ability, they have trust in their technical and everything about football and physical. They should approach somebody or club, or there will be a scout or something. He has to work for it. If he really wants to be a professional, he has to work for it. Nothing comes easy, then it come on the platter. They have to work for it. And that's why I say pengorbanan is important, because if they have a skill, no will, cannot. But if you want to achieve something, you cannot sit at home. You have to be present so people understand, hey, this guy is good, and it's important that we know also that our youngsters, maybe they are a bit shy to asking people for help. This could be also because our nature of our Malay people is like that, but you cannot be like that. But for me, I'm quiet. When I was young, but I show it. I always make my presence felt when in trial, when in a team. I make my presence felt the first time I stepped on Ajax training ground. The first day we had to play a game. And in Europe, when you train, there is so many people around you. So
Yeah.
one ball, I came, I chested, and I did a bicycle kick. They're standing ovation for me. I was shocked. I never received an ovation. So that was my first impression. I showed the impression that they had me. So I was shocked. So after that, I gained confidence. But this is how you have to express yourself. When you play, you have to express. So you must show, but never give up. I never give up. I failed many times before I get into the team. When we Singapore started the Milo school, the whole of Singapore free. Yeah, I was my team, my zone. Our school was always a champion. I was a captain, even though I was young. I played with the senior boys, but then when we went for trial. I didn't. Two of us. We went nine people, 9 players. Seven. They got selected. Myself and another teammate. We cry, but we never give up. I keep on doing, and then until I got selected again. Yeah.
Okay. I've got to ask this. Sorry not to interrupt. I've got to ask this question because this is a very keen fan. He asked the question before the interview on one of the many football chat groups. Fandi, this question might sound a bit sensitive, but answer it how you will. My question will be, what is football development and what is the understanding of Singapore football coaches of the two words football development? Okay?
Oh, all right. Okay. Football development. I think because during our days, now the terms, so many terms until you can't understand at all. Because last time when you want to play football, you go to the coach. They say coach A, coach B. This team is you go. But actually, last time our coaches are not well educated, I must say. But now is better because they have to go for courses, for especially development, even to grassroots. The coaches must know how to coach the kids. So there are good coaches who can coach younger kids. Some can be a very good coach on the youth higher level, but not everybody is the same. So that's why they have the grassroots, and then they have the 10, 12, 14, 16. This is important because during our days, we always talk about the previous yesteryear, many long years ago. But I think now sports science and the generation, the development has changed. You need to tell the players A, B, C. But having said that, this is a generation of scientific ways of football to develop players physically, technically. But I think we need also a sense. football sense that let the ball play. Do not structure too much. Do not structure too much
Yes.
for the player. At young age, they already put some players in a position which I disagree, because I'm not a striker. I swear to you, I never was a striker. I was always a midfielder in school, in the Lion City Cup, playing against Zainal Abidin. Zainal used to play also. And I was moved to the position of striker is because there's not many strikers, and Singapore strikers at that time a lot of injuries and they retired. So, but the coaches in Singapore is why they have to go for license. The same in Malaysia. But I think the most important thing is we have to give a good feedback. We have to actually coach them not only on technical but mental, which is important. And mental, if very weak, you cannot, you know, cannot assist them in that sense. We have big problem in future when they grow up, because important thing for me is about discipline. And because team, when you work with a team, if you know the word team, TEAM, to get together everyone achieve more. So our coaches must be well versed on this development of the kids. We don't let them run around, yes, but we want to be, but important, the basic skill must be there. The passing, the control, ball control, dribbling, heading, and a lot of generation of current generation, they, because they watch Maradona, they watch Messi, they watch, everybody wants to be them. I cannot. There is only one Maradona or Messi, or so. The coaches also must understand, and coaches must be smart, because they see this guy has a good physique development. Maybe some coaches say he's not good enough. How can we use his physique to get the get the betterment of his ability to play in the team? He is not good as a striker. Maybe he can be a defender. Maybe can be a right back or centre back, whatever it is. So we have to look at this physique. But importantly, like when I was in Ajax, they use this term of the philosophy is called tips. I think tips. I think technical, technical, technically must be good. Insight, intelligence, personality, and speed. If you have this, you cannot. The first thing they choose about the player is when you have this technical ability, intelligence, or insight, and personality and speed, you are in the team, because it doesn't matter where you play, whether you are good or not good. They must see that, hey, this guy can move to the left back, right back, or so. Important, the development is not only coaching them to kick the ball. Coaching them mental is how to think ahead of opponent. Because like for me, I visualize my game before even I play. If my teammate asks me, yeah, seriously, this is serious, because I can feel when the ball is coming, I know this guy is gonna miss this ball. I anticipate that this ball will come. That's why the technique must be good, because sometimes sudden ball came very fast. You need to just control or tie control. So it's important that we teach them since young, not only on a practical, but in terms of a bit of what you call that, uh, some theory as well. So at least they will remember, because I remember these 3Ds that my coach told me: discipline, determination, dedication. But I brought it up, but a small s at the end is so important, is sacrifice. So the coaches must sacrifice their time for the kids to develop. Not only a lot of coaches nowadays, they when even in academy, in school, they want to be the champion team. They don't care about development. They just play, shoot. They get the big boys, they shoot from far, 30 meters goal because they're big. But this is wrong. That's why we are always behind the Japanese or the Koreans, because we always want to be the champion. Development takes years. It's not about 1 year, I want to be a champion. It takes 5 years, 7 years. I thought Malaysia had a good a program when Tiong Kim was there. I thought they were building a good team, because I know that team. It's good team. So, but I don't know what happened then. Yeah, but this is my opinion. Yeah.
Speaking of Lim Chong Kim, you played against Lim Chong Kim in the '89 SEA Games. But I'm not going to
Yeah.
talk about that game because the result didn't go your way. But I mean,
Yeah.
but was this? I want to talk about, before I forget, Kuala Lumpur Football City. You know, the football club. when you during your time known as Kuala Lumpur FA, the red and
Yeah.
white jersey with the I think it was Eon sponsor at the time.
Yeah.
Now you won a lot of trophies with KL in the 80s. You
Yeah.
inspired a generation of footballers, including myself, Hannah, and many other people, regardless of gender. Now, last night, I think no, 2 nights ago they drew with Malacca 1-1. Tomorrow
Yeah.
night they in the Malaysia Cup semi-final. Tomorrow night they take on Malacca, and hopefully they can get the win to go to the Malaysia Cup final, where they will potentially meet JDT, the team that you managed once upon a time. And we'll speak about JDT in a minute. Hannah's from Johor, by the way. Okay, so that's a bit of an interesting one. But what does how proud of you, Fandi, are you of Kuala Lumpur City after struggling for many years, financial struggles, football struggles, life struggles? How proud of you are you of this? Two questions up, rolled into one. How proud of you are you of this club, the Kuala Lumpur Football Club, in terms of how far they've come with all their struggles? And number two, what's your wish and advice to them as they take on the mighty Malacca tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely those years was the best years of one of my best careers when I was playing here in KL, with the leadership of Tan Sri, the late Tan Sri alias Umar. And actually I made a agreement with him. Actually, I signed with KL and he gave me a signing fee of 25,000 was that big. Because of my will, I want to do something good for KL. I went back Singapore. Then the next day, I was thinking. Then I told my father and my uncle, I said, I need to go back to KL. Why? No, I'm not going to play for KL. So I went back to KL. I respect the people there. They really like me to come and play for them. But I told Tan Sri, this money I'll give you back. But I promise you, if I ever come back, I will surely come to KL, and I make sure KL will be a better team, and hopefully we can become champion. That's what I promise him. And he said, Fandi, that I like you. I like you to do that because I think you can help us. You gain exposure and experience overseas, you come back. So it's important for me to sacrifice because I want to make the difference. Whenever a team there is, if I go, I want to make the difference. So I hope I made a lot of people happy, a lot of fans I made. At KL time was the best for me. Was the best. We won many championships together as a team. We had a good bunch of players. In the beginning, I didn't trust them. We had this, yeah, I didn't trust them because of their attitude. We had a training camp in Oman. After that, I told our coach, Joseph Vanglos, and Quailam was there. So I said, Coach, I think I cannot play this team because my mentality really changed. I see you are in camp, you stay in the same hotel, training in the same near field, they still come late. And then it doesn't suit me because so I saw this mentality. I say I cannot because I'm so used to train hard and slowly but surely. So I went back to Singapore after that trip. I told my parents I want to, leave KL. They said no, give them a chance, trial. So I'm willing, because I know I like to help people. So I say never mind. I try again. I go. So every day, without fail, after training, I call the left side player. I can't remember who, but Malik. And when Malik came, Malik and Razif, every day 15, 20 balls on the left, on the right, crossing the ball, just practicing to make my finishing and technique perfect. Until Rashid Hassan say, hey, I cannot take it anymore. Too many ball. You cannot. I whack him out of the ball. Because all on target. That's how I managed to score a lot of volleys. My strength is on the air, volleys and all. So going back to now, the current situation after Tan Sri Alas, I think KL has been down quite a while. I'm very happy because during my time with Young Lions, the development team, I always go to KL, play friendly games with them. So still meeting old friends, Razi, Tang Susin, Mazan, and all the other Subadrun. So we are good friends, but I was a bit sad and when they went down, I understand about the financial situation, but I've been watching KL this year. They were good and they are improving very well, and I hope that these coming days it's important for them to win, but do not pressure yourself. It's important. You must have faith. Even if you fail, there is long way because I think this is a time for rebuilding for KL. They will come up strong, but they need your support, the fans of KL. why don't you bring all the fans from Merdeka Stadium to Kalang, Cheras Stadium? This is playing Cheras, right?
Yeah,
So this is important because last time we share with Selangor, now on your own. So I hope you can pack the stadium and support because this is a good team. They are a very good team. They got good players, local and foreign. So it's important we have faith and we need the support. The management must be the best, if not difficult, because all football club depends on a good management. To survive, they have to really push that they get the best, take care of the players. And I know the KL players this year is, for me, is a very good team because I was hoping that they go further, but I think they finished number 5 or 6.
yeah.
It's still not bad, but because for me, they are rebuilding the team with proper management, proper team and coaches and coaching staff, which is very good. Before, previously, the last 5-10 years, not so good. Yeah. So I'm hoping, I'm still, in my heart, KL is always with me.
Now,
Yeah.
KL was your first team in Malaysia, kan?
Yes, yes. After that,
Okay.
I went to Pahang. Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's a big hint. KL is Fandi's first club in Malaysia. You will thank me for saying that later. Listen to what I just said. Okay, so listen to okay. Thanks for sharing that, Fandi. Look, Zamri Ismail saying that you're his idol. Bobby Brasco is saying you're a legend. Devinder Singh is asking about 4 questions, which I can't squeeze in because we have to finish at a certain time. But he's basically recapping of what I just said. So thank you guys, Jeffrey Azrai, Nabil Murray, who is a family friend of yours. He's a
All
friend
right.
of mine. He passed his.
Nabil. Yes, Nabil. You know Nabil?
I know
Oh,
very well. Yeah, he's the
he,
CEO of a company called
he,
Plus
he,
One.
yeah, he's supposed to be Jokai of Singapore, for not France but Singapore. I used to call him Nabil, right? Nabil Mari, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nabil. Yeah. He's texting me.
When are you coming to KL?
Yeah. I'm helping your mom here sometimes. Yeah, mom is in Singapore now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great, Puan Ilya. Great,
yeah,
a legend,
correct.
university recruitment. They run a very successful recruitment company called Plus
Yeah,
One. I work with them every year as the MC, and we have a lot of fun together. So
yeah.
tell him he's a good guy. Mantap is leaving comments as well.
Yeah.
Din Podia, yeah, there's a lot of comments tonight. Zahid Ahmad, Melissa, yep, okay. Why is my face red? Because I'm blushing like Hannah. That we got Fandi. It's
No,
been a lot
no.
of WhatsApps and calls, but we got there.
Yeah,
Look, now I've only got a question about JDT to ask. Do you have any other
yeah.
questions? No?
JDT.
And I'm actually enjoying whatever the session that we have right now and the fact that Fandi Ahmad is here. But yeah, I mean, there's a continuity to the KL team that I would like to ask Fandi,
Yeah.
which also coming from Devinder Singh. So that said about KL and your admiration for KL City back then, would you
Mm-hmm.
like to have your son Ehsan or Irfan or
Oh.
Irian or Ilhan playing for KL?
No, you never know, eh? You never know because important is that they are playing overseas now. Iksan is in Norway. Ifan is uh, in Bangkok, and Ilhan is finishing his NS. Hopefully, maybe next year he can go overseas first. But the other one used to be a rugby player, but he now is playing football again. But I hope so because until today I think somebody's trying to break my record in scoring. I heard, but I don't know whether it happened. I played 80 games because I had some injuries, so I didn't play more than about 100 games. I had injuries. 80 games, I think I scored 68 goals, I think. Yeah. So my son, when he started to playing for Singapore, he wanted to break my goal, 101 cap, 55 goals. He said, you can try. I'll be happy if he can did it because it's important. It's not about the scoring, but whether you have what it takes, you have the will, you must work hard. Important for me, Davinda, I love KL because I think that's when I really blossomed as a person, as a player, because I met a lot of people, good people, and Tan Sri Alas and the staff of KL was the best, and even myself, Malik and Kana, we enjoyed our stay. We could have stayed longer, but sometimes time to go, you have to go. So, but I wish KL the best, especially all the fans. I really appreciate your support during our time in KL. it was a wonderful, wonderful years of football those days. Yeah.
Fandi, can I just request that you dedicate this answer to AccuAnswer, our sponsor? I didn't send you this question in the email and WhatsApp,
Okay.
but just say
Uh-huh.
this AccuAnswer, this answer dedicated to AccuAnswer. Um, can you just tell? I mean, there's a lot of non-sports people watching this show tonight. Can you please
Yeah.
tell them the importance of exercise and playing
Okay.
football and looking after yourself? Because
Uh-huh.
diabetes is a mega problem in any society, especially in Southeast Asia, where we like to eat gula, sugar,
Mhm.
salt,
All right.
food,
Yes. Yes.
tanai, everything. So if we don't play sport,
Mm-hmm.
sport is the best way to burn those kilojoules, keep fit, and really stay active. So can you please tell that to all our parents watching tonight, and just say this is for AccuAnswer. Yeah.
Okay, this is for IQ answer. The most important thing for us is, of course, everybody likes to eat, but when you got to burn as well the fats. But important, if you have 7 minutes, 15 minutes, or 21 minutes a day is enough. If not, try to walk 10,000 steps a day. Yeah, exercise or brisk walking important. If you can't run, I think walking is also important. So exercise is very, very important. But if you have a bit tummy, maybe you do some sit-ups, light work, not too heavy, but there is a workout for 7 minutes workout, 10 minutes, 21 minutes, 15. So you can choose. And even if you have a rubber band, good, you can do exercise with the rubber band, the strong one. At least important, because you are eating a lot. Our generation and our people, they like so much of sweets. The food, a lot of santan, a lot of fats. Yeah, so important. We have to take care of health. Our health is the utmost important, and I hope that you exercise regularly, at least 3-4 times a week is good enough. Important. Take care. Stay safe always.
Thank you, Fandi. Thank you, Hannah. Before I get to my JDT question.
Okay, I just got a text, Fandi, from my manager. He's
Mm.
actually a Selangor fan, but he said
Okay.
when you played
Mm.
that time, if Selangor
Mm.
is against KL, he will root for KL because of you. So he kirim salam. Please.
Waalaikumsalam. I remember because those time when we get into the Merdeka Stadium, 3/4 is Langofan. Kita kena bu teruk, kesian gitu. But
Tapi
we
saya
that
fan
that
Selangor,
is a
tapi dia
challenge for
bodoh.
us. But that's
Ha.
good. They inspire us when they boo. Inspire us. That's why when athlete, we always have to give our best, even though you don't have enough support. And those days, KL don't have that much support. But I thank the KL fans and I thank the Selangor fan, because we are share the same stadium, we play, and we are like brothers. Because like for me, Zainal is one of my buddies, and he's my rival as well. Before, when we play in the youth and the 15 and the 18 and national team, and in Selangor he plays, and I play Singapore, and he played for KL. I played for KL. So many years of rivalry against Zainal, and then until we became teammates, and together with Dola as well, when we were in Pahang. Yeah.
Thanks, Fandi. So
Thank
Karil
you.
Shah Sulaiman Karim Salam, he's a fan there. He's
Salam.
written a long statement about the game, and inshallah KL will win today. Sorry, I am a KL fan. Sorry, MFL fans, because of Fandi. And I prayed to God once upon a time that I wish Fandi was Malaysian, but you are Singaporean, and that's okay. So okay, but Fandi,
Yeah.
a lot of fans are dying to know this answer to this question. You don't have to be diplomatic. I mean,
All
football,
right.
we say what it is. You coached JDT in the years when there was a takeover and TMJ took over the club. We all know,
Mhm.
frankly speaking, TMJ Tunku has the highest standards, and some
Yeah.
some of those standards are very, very well, cannot be reached. Let's be very honest. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
True.
he doesn't care. He goes for it. He fires people. He
Mhm.
says whatever he wants. Tell us about that experience about working for such a, I mean, he a visionary, but quite a demanding person at the same time.
Yes, he is a true visionary because TMJ was, was and still is a passionate individual. He wanted the best always for the team and especially for the people of Johor. This is what I know, and I love to work with him, but it's not easy because of his insistence of certain things that he wants to do achieve. He was a visionary. Foresee that in order to get the best and be the best, he has to spend a lot of money. Experts, players, development, his vision. Definitely, he has definitely transformed Malaysian football. Whether we like it or not, he has
Yes.
transformed. But sometimes, for me, it's also crucial that the countries, state, and teams follow that way. If not, you will be left behind. So, but then also again, sometimes the other teams are weakened because of certain aspect of the game, and importantly they cannot give up, they have to follow. But I've seen many years, the last 6 7 years, Johor been top of all the way, and I've seen that the league belongs to them. Only they fight for FA Cup and Malaysia Cup, which is not wrong. I mean, because this is his mission and vision for Johor to achieve something. They get the best out of the best players in Malaysia. So the other team has to follow. This is due, for me, this is due of, okay, financial status, they are strong, but I think management of other teams need to keep up.
Yeah.
The management is the and TMJ, whatever people say, I also sometimes agree and disagree, but he has made it his norm that I want to have the best standard, the best team, the best facilities, so that everybody in Malaysia can follow to achieve to high heights for Malaysian football, not only for Johor, but for the Malaysian. We have to follow suit. Now I've seen a lot of teams are catching up. The last few games this season, I've seen a lot of teams like Terengganu, Kedah been there, always fighting, and Malacca now coming. So hopefully there is a transformation for not only Johor. Johor already done already. And then now we hope that a new generation of a new management team from different teams come up strong, and with that mindset of the same as the MJ, we have to follow that. Of course, sometimes when I work with him, there is some disagreement, but I am okay with him. I got no problem. When I left, in peace. Actually, he wanted me to be the manager on the third year because I was taking Johor earlier when they were in the second division, helping them to the Malaysia Cup, and then until so on so forth, brought them to the final. But I'm happy because I think orang dia murah hati. And when he's not talking football, I love him. When talking football, difficult for me. So he insists of the highest because sometimes it's not that we cannot do it because of we have to respect him a lot of what decision he makes. So sometimes it's not easy, but the way he's doing football is good for Malaysian football. And now you can see a lot of teams, they have good management. When you have good management, the team doesn't suffer because in many years we know. So importantly, uh, the only thing that I don't understand is they have a lot of Malaysian players, and some of them have not been selected, or I'm not sure whether they have the best players for the Malaysian team. And Malaysia is supposed to be a strong team in Asia and ASEAN as well, because now you have so many what you call it, foreigners holding Malaysian citizen and all. So I think Malaysia has improved a lot. During our days is different from now because sports science generation is different. They move level, and I think I know Terengganu is also very strong. I've been before, but there are some teams that are really actually not in the best of their previous many years ago, like Kelantan. I hope these teams all come back. For me, it's due to the management. So management is so important in football and sports, to take care of the players. Yeah.
But he is a consummate professional, high stand. I've only met him a few times, but
Yes. Yes.
I love his energy. So he's a
Yeah.
he's a good role model in that way for sports administrators. But just one quick one, Fandi, just one sentence. When he got angry because he doesn't like losing, when he got angry, how did you calm him down?
I didn't calm him down. He calmed down himself. So I sometimes we don't know what to say because we have to respect his TMJ.
Yeah,
We just stay cool and won't say anything else. And but when he is not in football, he is the best person to sit down and have chat because he got so much to tell you and he tells stories. And I think he has a good heart.
yeah. He
And
seems
he
like a
take care of
family
this
guy.
place well. Yeah, he treat me, and I respect him, and he respect me, and he knows, and so it's important because I think he has done a lot for Johor and for Malaysian football. So,
Yeah.
whatever people say, we can agree, disagree. This is my opinion because I work with him personally. I know him, and I think this is a way to follow for others.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
not complaining, but we follow what we can do better for the team. Yeah.
Now we
Yeah,
have to let
setting not just high but good benchmark for football
yeah.
teams in
Yes.
Malaysia. Yeah.
Now we have to let Fandi go. Do you want to say anything to your idol before we say selamat malam? Hana?
Nah, Ben, the fact that we get Fandi Ahmad tonight is already like Masya Allah to me. Like, Masya Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Seriously, I have no complaints the fact that he's here, and yeah, I really enjoyed our session tonight. So thank you so much. It's an honor to have you in our show, and really hope that you can come back, share some of your insights again with us. Maybe
Inshallah.
after KLCT won the championship ke apa, I don't know. But
Amin.
hopefully, inshallah.
I just want to send message to the youth, and also it's important the youth because of the generation, because it's important that the quotes that I said is important, the skill, the will must be stronger than the skill, but also it's important they know what they want to do in life. They must have an aim, because study is the most important, but if you can balance study and your sports, football can be any sport, you must make that effort, because never give up. Like I said just now, if you are afraid of meeting challenges in life, you will never achieve anything. So the best way to predict the future, I believe, is to create it yourself, because I created myself because I wanted to be a footballer. Alhamdulillah, this one, Tuhan biar kuasa, and kita punya kerja keras. Alhamdulillah, now I'm retired, and I love to see my son playing football, for the country, for the club, and hopefully they have a chance to play in Malaysia the next few years.
Well,
Yeah.
as Fandi Ahmad said, everyone, if you have the
Yeah.
will, the skill will come. So that is the message by Fandi Ahmad. Fandi, before we let you go, I know you have to go to the airport to send your wife to the airport. Please pass her our best, Kirim Salam, and your family as well. Please tell your boys
Inshallah.
not to get married, because I have one child in Malaysia called Angie who definitely wants to marry them. Well, one of them, Picky, she is in love with them. So yeah, she's watching
Really.
this episode, and she's going to kill me after this, but it's okay, So,
Yeah.
but we spoke about. So you take care, my friend. Or anytime you want
Take
to come
care.
back on and tell great football stories and life stories,
All right.
education stories, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much. I owe you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
No worries. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me. Thank you all for the support and the fans. Hopefully, we'll see each other again. Thank you.
Thanks, Fandi.
Bye.
Wow,
Ah,
wow.
kita tak boleh get over, Ben, the fact that we had Fandi Ahmad in our show.
I can
Seriously.
leave now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
I gotta
Fandi. Yeah,
go.
safe
Bye
trip.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, yeah.
Masya Allah.
That was great. I mean, look, that was a lot of text messages, emails, calls. It all
Thank
stopped.
you, Ben. Thank you for making this happen.
No,
Seriously.
no. It's it's for our viewers, Hannah. For great. I mean, I know that's a cliche saying, but a lot of our viewers who do support us, and our channel is still growing. So to all our viewers, please grow with us here on Great People TV. Myself, Hannah, and Dayang, who has come in and fill in a few times
Yes.
once when Hannah was away, and Dayang will
Yes.
help us also with some content. Sophia, who helps, and everybody else. So it's been a team effort. Great People TV doesn't run itself. It is run by all of us who are very passionate. So inshallah, that will always continue. So now you don't have to thank me. I just thank you so much for coming on board, because to me, you're the best. I said this last week on last week's episode. You're the best Malay presenter in this world.
Masya Allah. But Ben, that being said, before kita tinggalkan program kita pada malam ini,
Right.
like I said, you guys stand a chance to win products from AQ Answer. And here are the questions. Here is the questions that you That's all for you to win IQ Answer product. Soalannya, which was Fandi's first Malaysian team in his playing career? Senang gila kot. I think we've said it hundreds of times in the show today.
Starts with K, ends with L. Yeah. If you don't get that,
Easily je. Petik jari dah dapat IQ Answer punya produk.
yeah, put in the answer in the comments field, and we will the first person to do that with speed and accuracy, and then we will send you a message. But please, everybody, check your messages because we have sent messages to previous winners, and they don't open their inbox. So buka lah. You can win a prize. IQ Answer, very good. Help you look after your health, measure your glucose levels, so that inshallah you never become diabetic. Okay, so thank you ever so much. So we've also got, please follow IQ Answer. As you can see on the instructions there, very simple. Hannah will translate in a minute for all our BM viewers. Go to the IQ Answer Instagram, Facebook, Shopee. Press follow and like. Yeah, FNL. Follow and like, and then step 2, leave a comment and tag 3 friends. If I had to do it, I would tag Hannah, I would tag Sophia, my wife, I would tag Kyla, and Kyle, my children, and all friends. And then after that, you stand a chance to win prizes. And random winners will be selected every month. Stand a chance to win a cash voucher. Senang. It's so easy. Step 1, 2, 3. Hannah, please explain dekat TM.
Betul, sebenarnya mudah saja untuk anda memenangi barangan daripada IQ Answer. Anda hanya perlu mengikuti langkah-langkah yang telah pun diarahkan, like mereka di Facebook dan juga Instagram, dan anda berpeluang untuk memenangi apa sahaja barangan. Kalau anda ada rezeki, IQ Answer akan pilih anda sebagai pemenang. So jangan putus harapan, jangan give up. Just follow the steps and insyaAllah you will stand a chance to win barangan daripada IQ Answer yang membolehkan anda to live a very healthy lifestyle, insyaAllah. Dengan adanya IQ Answer, anda boleh sentiasa check dan monitor tahap kesihatan anda dan tahap gula dalam darah anda. Easy, senang je.
Right, that's right. So to all you football fans out there, just a little bit of a teaser. Next month is a very big month. We've got 5 guests. One of them, inshallah, will be Tang Cheng Ho, the Malaysian football coach. He has said yes, but he will be busy with the Suzuki Cup. So we wish the Malaysian football team and all competing teams in the Suzuki Cup all the very best for the upcoming Suzuki Cup. And Tan Cheng Ho will be on the show to talk about the development of Malaysian football, and that will be really, really cool as well. We've got other great guests from corporate, from maybe from politics again, but yeah.
From education.
Some from where?
Education pun ada.
Yeah, so we like to balance the guests. Obviously, this month we were quite lucky. We had Frank Leboeuf, former Chelsea, and then we had Fandi. But next month we'll have one. We'll try, probably once in 2 months we'll have a sports guest. So yeah, if you want to see a guest on the show, please write in and tell us. Hey, try to get this guest, and we'll try our best to get that guest. Yeah, no promises though. These guests are quite difficult because their schedules are quite tight. But we'll try our best because Great People TV tells the stories of great people. Isn't that right now?
Ya, betul. Ben, dan insyaAllah kita akan cuba ikhtiarkan untuk dapatkan individu dan juga personality yang terbaik khas untuk paparan anda bersama, insyaAllah.
Alright, well, good job, Hannah. You did a great job. And to all
Thank you very much.
To all our viewers who left comments, thank you for your comments. We tried our best to get through them. And we'll catch you next week on another episode of Great People TV. Assalamualaikum. Take care and have a great night, yeah?